Hello, good morning, and welcome to Newsfile on this Saturday morning. My name is Evans Mensah. Samson Lada Yenini is away. He'll be back next week. And so this week, we have a three-pronged agenda on the show. Pretty simple day, really, because this week has been full of controversy. One that we'll start with is the case that I'm sure you've heard about the freezing of the assets of the former boss of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Ms. Opuni. We'll talk about that. What's really behind that freeze? What else do we know about what he might have done? We'll be uncovering that here on the show. Plus, the big conversation, the State of the Nation address. President Akufo-Addo's very first, and he really went hard. He went out there trying to galvanize Ghanaians, but also inviting everybody who cares to listen to come back into his new Ghana. He defined that new Ghana this week. But then he talks about the economy. He says, our debt stock to GDP ratio is 74%. Guess what? President John Dramani Mahama disagrees with that. He says he left behind 65% to GDP debt stock. That controversy will be dealt with here on the show. The minority took a position that it can be the case that they've contributed 92% of the country's debt in 8 years. Okay? What's the truth? Today, we'll try and get to the bottom of that controversy. Then he talks about the energy situation. I've not had power for a while. I'm sure you're also experiencing a certain semblance of doom story returning. The president talks about the challenges we face, the huge debt on our hands when it comes to the energy sector. So how is he going to fix it? We'll try and hear and listen a bit more from those who know the details that we are told we should expect to come in the budget. And then we'll talk also about his condemnation, the first since he became president, of the politically motivated attacks that we've seen over the last few weeks since his inauguration. Now we know apparently called the IGP, the previous IGP and the current one, asked them to act, and he says they did. Well, truth is, when he was saying that on the floor of Parliament, MPP individuals, activists, I nearly said tags, but MPP say, how do you know they are MPP activists? Well, we got a confirmation from the Northern Regional Secretary that these individuals who stormed the Tamale Teaching Hospital, locked up the place, and evicted the boss of the hospital are known NPP supporters. And all that was happening was the president was condemning these acts on the floor of Parliament. And rightly so, the NDC then went all out, gun blazing, attacking him and saying too little, too late. Johnson Sedu Nketia went hard, signed a statement, offered an olive branch and said, listen, we are not going to go ahead with our demonstration on the 24th of February because the president had said he's going to do something about it, has condemned it. But then they went further and said he should not only talk, but walk that talk. By going further, to disband the invisible forces. Well, we got a reaction from the party, a very interesting one, and a reaction from the government spokesperson, the information minister. On Newsfile today, we'll delve into that also. You want to stay with us here as we look at all these issues, plus, of course, the parliamentary bribery scandal. It took its turn this week in terms of the testimonies and witnesses that came before the committee on Monday. Interesting revelations that we learned. We'll be delving into that also here on Newsfile. You don't want to go anywhere because we have a packed show for you. And Kweku Bako is back. He's going to join us very shortly. And the rest of my team, I'll be introducing them. You don't want to miss this. A crack team of experts. They know their stuff from both political, neutral, and of course, from our own stables here at Joy 99.7 FM, also on the news, on the Joy News channel. This is Newsfile. We'll take a short break. When we return, I'll introduce my full guest. I'll bring you Samson's take that he's written. I agree with it, so I'll share with you when we return.